historic moment as we welcome the two-time winner of the FIFA The Best Award and a top striker, Robert Lewandowski. Look at that.
El futbolista polonès que aprofita per saludar a tots aquests aficionats, més de 50.000.
With the Barca shirt on, supporting the number 9 on the back, Rick.
Yeah, I mean, that's his number. It's the number of a pure killer, a goal scorer, and that's what he's going to do for Barca. He is going to be their number 9. A number 9 they haven't had explicitly since Luis Suarez, like you mentioned earlier, who was another killer. But you know, I think Robert was saying earlier, maybe the biggest signing since Suarez or Griezmann. In my opinion, I think it's bigger because Suarez, when he left, was a huge star. When he arrived, he was a great player, but he still had something to prove. Lewandowski arrives with nothing to prove.
It is loud, loud, loud here. And now we're going to hear from the host of this presentation, Cristina Collado, and the player and the president himself.
To the Spotify Camp Nou. Live here. Full of energy. It's a very hot day today here in Barcelona. And you are watching this live, streaming on Barca TV Plus. And welcome to Robert Lewandowski. Welcome to Barcelona.
El Robert es va incorporar a la gira pels Estats Units.
He arrived in the USA tour just a few weeks ago. But this had to be big here at the Spotify Camp Nou. We'll talk a little bit. But first, Joan Laporta, the chairman of the club, Robert Lewandowski, the season ticket holder, as a gift.
En Robert, que ha signat com a jugador per a les properes
signed for the next 4 seasons.
Això és per tota la vida. Això és per
But
tota
this
la
is
vida.
for life, forever.
Està celebrat ja la signatura del
It was
contracte.
already signed early on
A l'interior de la llotja presidencial.
inside
Queda
the
una signatura molt especial
director's box.
davant de tots vosaltres, i és la de la lona de la Fundació.
Now he's going to sign
I
the
want you to
foundation.
sign this FC
Can
Barcelona
you please sign this?
poster, please. Com bé sabeu, aquesta lona signada. Can you sign, please, the poster? Thank you. Aquesta lona de la Fundació serà subhastada i amb els diners recaptats la Fundació continuarà treballant
For the foundation,
en tots els
working on
projectes
with all the projects
que hi ha en marxa.
all over the world.
Doncs aquí davant de tots vosaltres, en Robert, que ha signat aquesta lona de la Fundació. I ara sí, volem escoltar les primeres declaracions
Now we're going to hear
dels dos protagonistes.
first words.
Començaré donant la paraula al president
Joan Laporta first.
de Barcelona. Senyor Laporta, quin goig veure l'estadi
This is
així.
unbelievable.
Sí. Bon dia a tothom.
Good morning, everyone.
Visca el Barça! Robert Lewandowski, benvingut al Futbol Club Barcelona.
Welcome to Barcelona.
gràcies pels esforços que has fet.
Thank you for your effort to come to this club.
That you did to be here today. Bé, gràcies a tots vosaltres per ser en aquesta presentació.
And thank you everyone for being here today.
I entenc perquè el Barça és més que un club.
Barca more than a club.
Visca el Barça! I visca Catalunya! Bé, en primer lloc, vull agrair al Robert Lewandowski per...
I'd like to thank Robert in the first place.
Creieu-me, no era fàcil.
Believe me,
No era fàcil.
hasn't been easy.
I aquesta operació fonamentalment ha sortit perquè és un jugador que vol jugar al Barça.
He's very committed to the club.
Tot el vostre suport.
And he deserves all the credit and all the support from the fans.
Després, vull fer un agraïment especial al seu representant,
His
Pini Sahabi.
manager, Sahabi.
Thank you very much for your big efforts to bring the player to Football Club Barcelona. Thanks a lot, brother. Després, un agraïment especial al Mateu Alemany,
Also,
el nostre director
thank you
de
to
futbol.
Matteo Alemany,
Va
the sporting
negociar
director.
molt bé amb un
He's been
club
brilliant in all negotiations
molt
with
important.
Bayern Munich.
Gràcies, Mateu.
Thank
Un
you,
aplaudiment
Mateu.
per Mateu. I per al seu equip, amb el Jordi Cruyff.
And for Jordi Cruyff as well.
Tècnic del Barça. Bé, i un agraïment especial també a la família del Robert Lewandowski, començant per
Lewandowski's family,
en tot
his
moment
wife,
ha donat suport.
has been supporting all the way.
Les claus que el jugador
And he's
estigui
certainly,
en forma.
she's one of the keys of his performances.
We know her that they take care of you in order to be fit. Bueno, bé, avui és un dia històric i
It's a
crec
big day today.
que tots és sentir el que pensa, el que sent en aquests moments.
We
Robert
want to hear
Lewandowski. Moltes gràcies.
Robert Lewandowski. Thank you.
Now we want to hear from you, Robert. First of all, what do you feel here that you are, as a Barca player at the Spotify Camp Nou?
Bon dia.
Good morning.
Hola, culers. Estic molt content de ser a Barcelona.
I'm very happy to be in Barcelona.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you.
I'm very proud to be here, to be the players of FC Barcelona. That was the long way, but in the end I'm here, so my happiness is very high, and I'm sure that in this stadium we give you a lot of goals, a lot of winning, and I hope that you are support us every single game.
Espera, que falla. Ara, ja està, perdoneu. En Robert Lewandowski, que us saludava en català.
First words in Catalan.
Molt alegrada, ens agrada que puguin aprendre
We love it.
català. Que està molt orgullós d'estar aquí, ha estat un llarg camí.
Proud of being here. It's been a long way.
Aquí trepitjant aquesta gespa on confia en poder donar-nos
And he
molts
hopes to
gols
give
i moltes
goals and joy.
Robert, around 50,000 people are here today to see you. What message would you give to all the fans that join us here today and to all the thousands that are following us via streaming from home?
This is amazing that see so many fans in this stadium, Sporting Camp Nou. This is something special for me. I am pleasure to be here to see so many fans, and I'm sure that every game in Camp Nou that will be some magic in this season, because ready for this season, and I hope so that in the end we win the titles.
Doncs realment impressionat en Robert, de veure així la grada tan plena, estàs encantat de veure tants fans i confia en poder viure grans nits
Really wants to see the team winning trophies.
For all the fans, Sunday, it will be the first game of the new season here at the Spotify Camp Nou at 8 p.m. against Pumas from Mexico. It's a traditional Joan Gamper's trophy. What do you expect of this first game?
I know that the fans coming to the stadium support us. It's also important for us. And with this support, what I see, we can give even more. And this means a lot for us. So I'm pretty sure that the last game before the season, the fans coming to the stadium, they will gonna support us. This is important. And muchas gracias.
Doncs el Robert que us espera aquest diumenge en aquest primer partit.
So Robert will be waiting for you here on Sunday, the first game, the Gamper tournament.
Ho diré en polonès. Dziękuję, Robert Lewandowski. Vol dir gràcies, Robert Lewandowski.
Thank you in Polish.
També volia fer un agraïment especial i ho heu d'entendre als membres de la Junta Directiva,
All the
que són uns valents.
directors, board, everyone, they are very brave.
Especial al Rafael Juste,
And Rafa Juste
que està ajudant a que tot
has been helping a lot.
I us demano una crida.
And I'd like to ask you all, come to the Gamper,
El Robert Lewandowski i els seus
come to see Robert Lewandowski play here.
un acte de presentació també històric. 5è Robert Lewandowski i visca el Barça!
Gràcies, president.
Thank you.
Aquest diumenge a les 8 del vespre esperem veure el camp ple pel Gamper. Robert, we'll hear you later at the press conference, but we want to see you now playing football. First of all, we take some pictures for the press. Gràcies, president.
Well, there we had the first words of Robert Lewandowski, dressed in full Barça gear, as he now partakes in the traditional touches of the ball, juggling the ball, getting supported by the fans, and what a support and welcome he's received, Robert.
They want him to get brave. They want him to get brave. It's on the head now. Nice.
Oh, the
A little
Ronaldinho.
kiss. The little Ronaldinho there. Beautiful.
Well, very brave indeed. Look how comfortable he is on the ball in front of such a large crowd as well. I mean, that goes to show the experience as well right there, right? What we talked about before. And he's not stopping either. Oh, hey!
Robert Ronaldinho.
There you go. Incredible scenes here at the Spotify Camp Nou of Robert Lewandowski as a Barça player.
A few notes to take from what just happened. The display of enthusiasm of our president, Joan Laporta. First, I think he came on with good energy because the fans chanted his name, so that made him feel even more enthusiastic. Obviously, he knows he's made a power move here. He's made a superb signing for Football Club Barcelona. We heard from him and from the players. Speaking a few words in Catalan as well, which is something that fans will definitely appreciate and like. Then the other thing that was noteworthy, you mentioned it before, and we've just seen it now as well. Robert Lewandowski, number 9.
Number 9, Rick, is going to be our number 9 for the season. It's official.
Yeah, and that's the number that he deserves as a player who's scored so many goals over the years. You can't say no, can you, to a player like that when they've got such a great track record as a striker. And I think the keepy-ups were incredible. And we were talking about his technique earlier. Any questions about it? There you go. That's the answer. Absolutely sensational technique.
We saw him wear number 12 12 during the US tour. It didn't feel natural. It didn't feel natural. It felt provisional.
Exactly. And now we're seeing Robert Lewandowski partake in the traditional rondo as well with some of the players and kids from the Barça Academy. And after that, he will head back into the dressing room.
Get him in the middle.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we've seen that with the other player. We saw Rafinha get in the middle, Christensen and Kessie as well. In fact, we'll see if Robert is saying, oh, he's taking this serious. He's not going to be caught out and be caught in the middle. Oh, some skills there. Not bad. Some skills from the Barça Academy kids. As I mentioned, he will head into the dressing room after this to get changed once again, as he will take to the hot seat and address the press prior to this traditional rondo that took place. And some of the other statements that were made and really stood out, Robert and Rick, was perhaps of President Joan Laporta as well, talking about the effort that the player made to come here. We know, of course, that he was a wanted player by so many clubs throughout Europe, from the Premier League, in the French League as well. Of course, Bayern wanted to keep him as well, but it really, in the end, it was the will of the player himself to come to Football Club Barcelona that allowed him to arrive here today.
We heard from him that he wanted to make a next step in his career, not just before in the interview he gave to Barca TV Plus. He wanted to make the next step in his career, and he felt that Barca was a good opportunity here. He always wanted to play in La Liga, and he felt that this young and up-and-coming team was a project that was something that he wanted to join, to be a part of, especially that second half of the season. We've heard how that 4-0 win at the Bernabeu is such an important attraction point for all these new players who've come in. We talk about Jules Koundé, we talk about Rafinha, Robert Lewandowski as well, now signing the autographs of the autographs on the shirts of those Barca Academy kits, which is nice as well.
Nice.
One that they'll want to keep. There was definitely an effort, because coming to Barca right now, we know about the financial situation. We know about the sporting situation as well, trophyless last season. But players still want to come to Barca, and that's important. Barca has an important power of attraction, and players are making the effort to come to us.
Exactly, to the frustration perhaps of many other clubs. Barca still, luckily for us, has that pull and attraction, Rick.
No doubt. It's one of the things that if Lewandowski was open to joining various clubs, it would have been much, much harder for Barca to negotiate a deal for him. And we saw, Laporta thanking Pinizavi as well, Lewandowski's agent, in that, because it shows you the effort they both made. They both said, we want to come to Barcelona, and that gave the club a position which they could negotiate with Bayern from, because then Bayern know the only option is Barca. They can't auction him among other clubs. Exactly. It was just Barca. And like we've seen with Koundé, Rafinha as well, those players were really the target for other clubs as well, but they waited for Barca, and that gave the club the chance to bring them. And by bringing players like this, it means in the future other players will do the same. They say, oh, Lewandowski, Koundé, Rafinha, they wanted Barca, and they'll wait as well for Barca in the future.
We saw it, in fact, of course, also with players the likes of Rafinha and Koundé as well, who were wanted by other clubs, but in the end they chose Barca as well, making an effort. Rick, Robert touched upon a very interesting point as well, the fact that Xavi is building something so interesting, something so young and dynamic. I mean, we talk often about the experience that these older players bring to the squad, but what do you think the younger players also give to these older and experienced players?
I think they give them energy. They give them the desire to win trophies. The young players, the ones that haven't won it yet, they need to win. They want to win, and so they can help motivate the older players who have amazing experience, technique, and skill. But sometimes, as you get older as a player, when you've won it all, you need younger guys to be able to help drive you on and to give you a purpose, to guide them as well. I think for someone like Lewandowski, he'll take a lot of pleasure in helping players like Ansu Fati to learn some of the things that he's learned over the years, and that's the cycle of life as a player as you get older. And I think it's important to have that blend.
We can see right now Robert Lewandowski doing the walk of honor.
That's it.
All around the stadium. So we'll actually have him right here next to us.
We're going to be
in let's say about a couple of minutes maybe. He's doing the walk past lateral, which is to our left here, saluting all the fans, greeting all the fans, thanking all the fans for being here. I mean, he heard his name being chanted here in the day of his official presentation without even having scored a goal yet for Barca. Imagine how this is going to erupt when he scores a first goal.
My goodness, Robert, I mean...
Imagine if he scores in a Clásico.
Exactly. Of course, he has experience as well scoring against Real Madrid, so that's always a welcomed feature and trait that is welcomed by Barca fans. And we heard as well him address the fans, talking about how he appreciates the support. These fans, all of us Barca fans, all of us culés are so hungry, of course, for this team to be at the top again, to reach the top once more. And I mean, I think in that regard, with all the signings that we've seen throughout the summer and the signing of this mega superstar, the likes of Robert Lewandowski, the fans will be back in the stadium like never before.
Most definitely, most definitely. I'm hoping to see packed games here at Camp Nou this season. We know about the issues last season as well. There were those members who deferred and left their seats vacant for one season because the COVID situation is still a bit uncertain, a bit messy. So there was 26,000 fans who vacated their seats for a season. They'll be back this year as well, and I'm hoping that we're going to see full attendances here at Camp Nou regularly as Robert Lewandowski is approaching our position here. So we'll see. No, of course, we're going to say hello to him and see if he maybe even walks over to us. I imagine he won't. We can see.
We can get a few words. I doubt it, but you'll have to excuse us.
See our colleagues there from Barca Video, from Barca social media. Our colleague Sarah Salapore walking right by us right now. And Robert Lewandowski, this is us, walking past us now here.
The man of the hour.
The man of the hour. Didn't acknowledge us, but that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. We'll forgive him. We'll forgive him. As long as he scores the goals, we'll forgive him. He was more focused on the fans, obviously.
As he should. As he should.
They're the ones who are sitting here and have come solely to see Robert Lewandowski here at the Spotify Camp Nou today.
That's it. That's it. Looking very comfortable indeed. Looking very, I mean, he just fits right in. I mean, we talk about his experience. That surely must help on these big grand occasions, be presented in front of nearly record crowds. We saw him juggling the ball. A lot of players are a little bit timid. Doesn't always work out in the best way, but he just seems so at ease at the moment.
I was interested to see this today because he's been at Bayern for 8 seasons. That's a long time to spend at one club, and he's not, he wouldn't have had a presentation like this before because he'd been there for so long. So I was wondering if he'd show any nerves. I mean, in the box, on the pitch, never any nerves. He's ice cold in front of goal. But I wonder with all the fans, as for an event, he's quite a humble guy, even despite the quality in his career he's had. Yeah. He's quite humble and not too noisy. He's not a big showman off the pitch. But I think he's been very, very natural today. No nerves at all. Really enjoyed it. Amazing keepy-ups. Yeah. And natural.
Robert, we were before talking about making the comparisons, drawing the comparisons between his arrival and that of Ronaldinho. During the juggling, we saw him kiss the ball.
We saw some Ronaldinho elements in there. Obviously, Ronaldinho was a magician. He was top level juggler there. But Robert Lewandowski introduced the kiss of the ball, leaving it on his forehead. There are a few of the elements that Ronaldinho had in there. So obviously this is something that is exclusive for today. What we're hoping to see from Robert Lewandowski from now on is the ball going into the back of the net. In the way he's done in the past seasons, he's a top-notch goal scorer. He can score with his right, with his left, with his head. He can score from inside the box, outside the box. He can create for himself. He can participate in build-up. Barca have made a superb addition to the team here, and one that is going to fit in immediately and seamlessly.
Yeah, I think so. I'm really excited to see him playing for Barca, and I think Sunday will be a big day at the Gamper because now he's got the number 9 shirt as well. I think the goals are going to come on Sunday, and it'll open his account for Barca against Pumas.
Sunday will be a big day, and we've got a lot of information coming your way as well about that. Traditionally, I mean, grand day for Barca when we officially present the entire team in front of the fans ahead of the start of the new La Liga season. And I mean, and with that regard as well, the first game in La Liga is against Rayo Vallecano, home at the Camp Nou, a team that we have a little bit of a bone to pick with as well, seeing as the trouble that they gave us last season. So a great occasion to maybe kick off this new season with this new signings.
I think, they can make a statement win on the first day of the season. If they get a few goals, I think it'll be a great sign for what's to come this season. And I think that the key is going out there and enjoying it, as the famous quote that Barca like to live by. And I think the players will go out and enjoy it. There's so many creative players they've now got in the team, and it really is a really exciting season to come.
I have to say, I'm personally done with the summer. I'm done with the heat. I'm done with the pre-season. I'm done with it all. I want the season to start. I want to see the official games. I'm excited to see this new team with veteran leadership from players like Lewandowski and the ones we already have as well. Sergio Busquets, Jordi Alba, Gerard Piqué, the young and up-and-coming talent of Pedri, Gavi, Ansu Fati, Eric, Araujo, all of them making a step further into their development. And then the new additions as well, who have looked superb, and we'll talk about them in a minute, throughout the preseason. Rafinha, what an impact. He's had immediate impact, scoring goals and creating and showing what he can give us this season. And the free transfers, who I always say, not for us necessarily in media or as club representatives, but maybe for the fans. They're not as splashy as signings as Robert Lewandowski, for example, the likes of Kessie and Christensen, but they've shown what they can bring to the team. They have proven to be very valuable players that Xavi is going to be able to count on this season.
Absolutely. I mean, in that sense, we perhaps can draw further parallels to when Ronaldinho signed for the club, such a mega signing at the time, but under Frank Rijkaard, the team wasn't entirely...
Diego, Lewandowski wants to talk, so let's listen to him.
Thank you very much.
One last Forza Barça, as now he will head into the dressing room once again to get changed and head on over to the press room, where he will answer all of the questions of both the national and international press. And Rick, just to continue the point that I was making before, drawing the parallels to the season when Ronaldinho signed for Barça, the signing of a megastar, that under Frank Rijkaard, I mean, the team wasn't fully clicking just yet, and it actually took one of the fundamental pieces that Robert was alluding to, the likes of Kessie, the likes of Christensen, back in that day was perhaps David's the best example, that really was that final piece of that puzzle that allowed the team to really become successful and fully, cohesively build this collective success.
Who's going to be the fortunate fan here who gets the ball? He's kicked it into the stands. Someone caught it. A great moment. Robert Lewandowski embracing it, enjoying it, and giving the fans